So I was born and raised in Richmond, Virginia, and I had two contrasts that were pretty important. I lived in an area that gunshots were our normal soundtrack, and then I would attend church where life was safe and normal, and there were people who were thriving, and so it kind of caused me to think why there's such a difference between what I was seeing on Sunday and then what I was experiencing in my community Monday through Saturday. So I'm a licensed professional counselor. I've always felt called to community in inner city settings, and what I consistently saw was a need for folks to feel empowered, specifically through economics, having their own sufficiency and income. In mental health, we're trained to look at symptoms, and we're trained to move people from the place that they're experiencing symptoms into a healthier place. But it always felt like there was a missing piece. Maybe those symptoms are there just because financial instability in a person's home or experience, and what would it look like to see that person thriving and then look for what the behaviors are, the symptoms are. So for me, it wasn't just mental health, it was also like, how can we put vocation with mental health? How can we put empowerment with mental health? And so I decided to start a cleaning company. So gleaning is an ancient practice where essentially farmers who had more than enough harvest would allow parts of their crops to remain unharvested, and it was a way of giving back to people who were in need. But they didn't collect that harvest and then just give it to people who were in need. They allowed people to have the dignity of work by coming to get what they needed. I started Glean about 4 years ago. I am proud to say we have provided employment to about 12 people in the last 4 years. A gentleman who still works for us now, he's worked for me for 2 years, never called out, an excellent hard worker, but he's been able to generate income for both he, his wife, his 2 children, and it's just amazing to see what people can do when they're given an opportunity. So we're living in a COVID world, so I believe that any cleaning company that is thriving right now can overcome anything. We're in a time now where people really value trusted cleaners. This is not just a company where people just have a job. They understand the significance of doing a job well done, because it not only creates opportunity for them, but it creates more opportunities going forward. There are levels of charity, and one of the lowest levels of charity is just to give people what you think they need. But one of the higher levels of charity is to give people a job so they can get what it is they need. The name Glean came to me, and I definitely believe it was from God, because it's not something I would have come up with. But just that story of Ruth in the Bible, of her doing some work that was probably intense, but it was her in-between place. She was going from being a widow and having insufficiency to then being a new bride of Boaz, who was a provider. So I wanted people to have that space that they won't drop off in that in-between place, that they know that they still have a place to generate income. So if we think in terms of what's most impactful, is it more impactful for me to give to someone what I think they need, but they know best what their families need? We can give them jobs, and then they can generate that income for what it is they need.